What were you saying?
Stop. Stop it right now.
I think
I
you
don't know.
just started live, and I believe it was my big what? What was the word you used?
I'm not saying it again. All I
You're
know
talking
is that
about your big.
my tits are out of control right now. Listen, everyone's on Ozempic. That's fine. I'm taking the heat. I decided to put on 15 pounds for a hot girl summer because that's how I'm gonna do it. Fuck them. Anyway,
Ladies and gentlemen, it's YKF Sundays. Everything we talk about is consensual and for adults. And yeah, it's kinky. This is America. It's Memorial Day. I love the freedom of sexual expression in America. It's a wonderful thing. Be a patriot and help a kinky person out. Health
yes.
workers, teachers,
Make your
cops.
Memorial Day memorable.
Yeah, yeah. Fire people who work in the fire department,
Yes?
veterinarians. You know what? People who work in the service industry, waiters. Stuff like cooks, chefs.
Anyone who's doing the shit that you don't know how to do, think about it
Yeah,
for a
thank
second.
them,
Thank
thank them.
them. It's not hard to be
And
nice, people.
and that's a patriotic thing to do. We love America by helping an American out. A
Right?
kinky person, help a kinky person out. It is YKF Sundays. We are here with the real Nicco Noire. We'll get into that in a second. Nietzsche Archer was supposed to, but there was a timing issue. Um, yeah, and who knows? Some people may come by, some people may not. But we're going to talk about DomCon. So what happened last week? There was an issue.
Last week,
Please.
there was definitely an issue. To recap for anyone that didn't see, so hi, I'm Nicco Noire, the real Nicco Noire. And what happened was I found out via my Nicholas, who found out via our friend Stan Vladimir, that I was apparently going to be hosting a workshop at DomCon in Los Angeles this upcoming week. And as much as I would love to be doing that, unfortunately, I was catfished. Someone broke into my DomCon account. Someone broke into also my personal email account. And, you know, caused all kinds of chaos. And in that, and like purposeful, mean, malicious, shitty chaos. Not just like, hey, I'm a stupid kid and I'm gonna write some big dick letter. No, it wasn't like that. It was like, hey, let me do a bunch of research, find some workshops that you did 6 or 7 years ago in Georgia, take that information, paste it onto this. I mean, it was very, someone took time to do this, and so well done, kudos to you. You didn't fucking win. Eat a dick. You can eat my dick since you want to so badly.
I know whoever did that is going to end up
What a
missing
shitty
out on
thing.
everything
But
cool.
just so you know, if you are watching, and I'm sure you are because you're that kind of cunt, just know that the show will go on. You didn't ruin anything or me, by the way, you stupid bitch. And that's yeah. So haha, you lose again. It's wonderful to be me, isn't it?
It could. Let's talk more about catfishing and people.
Yes.
I see. I doing this. I talk to so many people, and then I get someone who I know who's been on the show, and on usually Twitter X or whatever it's called today, and
Yeah.
it's like, "Are you into the BDSM lifestyle?" That's what it says. And they just joined and they have like 10 followers, maybe 100 followers, and they're using the pictures that I used for banners for our show that I used to get. It's like,
Yeah.
so they didn't even do the research to know that either I may know the person or not. That I don't really care about that, but the fact that they didn't do research that other people may know this person,
It's wild
that
to
you're
me.
taking their identity from. It blows my mind. And like, what is the end goal? it it's
At the
ridiculous.
end of the day, I think really the point of your kinky friends is to really, you know, you know, integrated community of people, and
Hmm.
I think at the end of the day you realize, as large as BDSM community is, it's not that big. It's actually a pretty
Hmm.
small circle, and at some point everybody knows everybody. And I mean, I hate to be that bitch, but I'm Nicco Noire. I know everybody. So it's insulting, and on whoever's doing the catfishing, it's just plain stupid, because you're not going to be able to pull me off to anybody,
Yeah.
because they know who I am. Stupid.
With that, get 15% off all items at Locked in Lust with offer code
Yes,
YK.
please. Put your penis in a cage and get 15% off at lockedandlust.com. Go there, do that.
So
Now.
Katarina Pierce and I were talking before this. We were talking about wrestling, right?
Yes, I saw
And
that.
I had this whimsical idea to write a romance novel about wrestling. So I was like, what about like wrestling, a couple who loves to wrestle, and how can you make it romantic? Because you don't see any romantic wrestling kinky novels, romance novels out there, do you? She had the idea of having it in with food involved. Like he's cooking and he's not cooking the right food, and she comes in and just wrestles him to the ground. And each
Yeah.
chapter is a meal, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Well, I love that.
Now, so yeah, now Nicco Noire is a chef. You're the chef. How can you add to this story?
Oh my
How can
gosh.
you add
Well,
to an erotic wrestling food in themed novel?
you make it too easy, Nick. So, okay, so she's wrestled him to the ground. In my previous life, yes, I was a professional chef. And so I think at that point, okay, so I've gotta do a, I've gotta age myself a little bit and go back to like 9.5 weeks. You remember the scene,
Oh
the kitchen
yeah,
scene?
yes, with the
So
strawberries. That I got a lot of inspiration from that.
it makes it easy to cook. It makes it easy to
we
cook.
actually we watched 9.5 weeks. What's happening? Yeah, we watched 9.5 weeks at the Manor, the movie party, and it's
It
interesting to see the generation
it's
difference.
but it still holds up.
It does, yeah. It's
It totally
expected.
holds up. Just the power exchange. I think the
Yeah.
power exchange, the show of power exchange, in that film, I think is very well depicted.
Hmm.
Control.
Yes. It's Memorial Day. It's Memorial Day. What are you doing?
What have you been doing, Nick?
How can we? Oh, I'm doing this. I'm doing nothing, and it's everything that I want it to be. No, I'm doing kinky stuff. Sunshine and I, I did the house. All floors, all the bathrooms, stuff like that.
You're
We have a good time. We have a great time. But everyone seems to be sick, and and getting over. And one thing I was worried about you, Nico. You're
Thank
you're
you.
in Dallas Fort Worth. I mean, I was worried about you this Domcom thing, but I watched the news, and I know you. You're sending me these things about the tornadoes and everything
Yeah.
like that. What's going on? How do you stay kinky
Well,
during a tornado?
well, you become the big bad wolf, and then that makes you the tornado, I guess. Or you become the tornado, and everyone else becomes a trailer park. You pick. I don't know, but yeah. So I had like an F3 tornado like touch down like 20 miles away from my house, and that's granted that's 20 miles away, but that just doesn't feel, that feels like 20 miles too close. And I mean, we've got wild weather going on, and it's crazy, and I just I don't know. There's so many theories. Everyone has an idea of why the weather is so wild, and climate change, and this and that, and it's it there. I think all of everybody's reasoning has probably got some legitimacy somewhere, but at the end of the day, I think that the earth is just like us, a living organism, and it will either adapt or kill whatever is harming it, because that's what we do to evolve as a species. And I'm not saying that we should just, hey, fuck everything and kill the oceans and, you know, and pollute the skies. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is
You're not saying that.
I'm not saying that. No.
Okay, good. I just want to make that
I'm
sure.
saying the planet realizes that we are an organism or a disease living on it, and it will choose whether or not it wants to keep us there. If it finds us beneficial, we get to stay. If it finds that we are harming it, I think it'll probably fuck us right off. So that's the thing, is crazy weather because of us or because of the world or nature, I don't fucking know it. I don't know if it's my responsibility to care, but here we are. Tornado Alley, whatever.
So,
Fuck.
all right, the Dom Cap, right, was
Yeah.
talking about wrestling. Katarina Pierce was talking about wrestling.
Yes.
She loves
Yes.
wrestling. Amazing. You should see her work. It's amazing. She's great. She loves playing the heel. So when you get someone coming in, you know, many times, like, you know, you don't touch me, you know, stuff like that. What do you do when someone wants to wrestle?
I don't wrestle. I actually, that is, it's not necessarily that it's a hard limit. It's just something I don't enjoy, for the pure and simple fact that I'm 5'4" and 120 pounds soaking wet. I can't. There's no way, because and I don't want to fight to assert my dominance. We already know. Why do I have to fight you for it, bitch? Get on the floor. Like, I don't think that I should have to fight you for it. I don't want to fight you for it. I just want you to give it to me, and then I'll straddle your face.
Yeah. Ashtray
That's
Boy
what I
6 has a question. I wonder if there's Astro Boy 1 through 5, but Astro Boy 6, Nico, with respect, have you ever had a male in a humbler? Is it possible to keep the chastity device on at the same time? Can you talk about your experience with the humbler? Thank you. Ashtray Boy
I made a
6
humbler.
coming through. What a great question. What?
I made one. I carved one during COVID.
Talk all
I made my
about
own. I made my own humbler. I did. I carved one. I'll send Nick. I'll send you pictures of it. I don't. It's in my studio right now. I would go and get it, but I wish we knew we were talking about it. Next Sunday,
Homemade humbler.
I'll have it. Yeah, I carved my own humbler out of wood. I used it one time, and the funny thing is it's not because it was poorly made, but it was because it was on a gigantic cock, and it was my bad judgment, because you use like kind of screws and bolts to pull back the balls and the cock and balls. And anyhow, it was just my bad judgment on nuts and bolt size, and I guess I didn't judge his nuts and bolts well enough. But
Is it possible
yeah.
to keep the chastity device on at the same time?
Not on him. I think
Why is that?
it was the Norwegian. Okay, if anybody knows the story of the Norwegian has an abnormally large. He's packing.
He's got a Norwegian.
And yes, he is. And that's why we must keep him under lock and key, because that cock can't just be out. It can't just be. Like, it's not. It can't, it's not.
Is that what you said?
Yes, he knows that.
I can just imagine.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful, but it's like, it's beautiful in like a, wow, like, not like a, I need to sit on it kind of way, but kind of like you just want to stare at it like, wow, that's a really big, perfect cock. What do you do with that thing? You put it in a fucking cage. That's what I do. Speaking of cages, 15% off. At locksandless.com.
I just can like imagine you like taking this and like putting a lock on and be like, yeah, this just shouldn't be around. Like this shouldn't be.
Well,
loose.
that's precious. I wish I could put that on him. I actually had to take him, or he had to take me to go shopping for him for a cage, because the cage that I bought, 2 of them, they just weren't. And here's the thing, like, I'm keeping it all together. like, but it still needs, it needs to breathe. He has to be able to live in it. So,
For people with any kind of experience, I highly recommend get them custom made,
oh
if
yeah.
possible. If but go like get the
If
plastic
you're going
ones,
to
get the
wear it long
silicone ones.
term.
Practice, yeah. But the best chastity device, as Chastity Queen, our friend says, the best chastity device is the one that fits. So the
Yes.
Norwegian. Tell us about the Norwegian. What's the update?
He will be out here very shortly in 2 weeks, and he's. I've gotten. Let's see. I've gotten several. He's in his gift buying mode right now, so he's very eager to come out to see me, and I'm happy to see him because I haven't seen him in a while. So I guess I'll see him, but he's not far away ever. Oh.
Stan Vladimir says another great option is a 3D print one. 3D printed chastity device.
Oh,
Do you get
no, no,
people?
no,
Do you
no.
get people with the who want the spiked ones?
Okay, so I have a lot of pain sluts that come in that are really into the ones with teeth, the ones that are into like the electroshock ones. But those are I think all meant for hard scenes, just short period play, not long term. That's not a long term lockup. That's just playtime chastity. I would never, in with in any sort of good, even accepting, even with consent. It has to be safe, sane, and consensual. And I don't think it's either safe or sane to keep someone locked up in a teethed cage like that for long term lockup. Anyway.
For those who don't know or how to deal with it, how do you deal with pain? A pain slut is a special kind of slut. Wouldn't you say?
Yes.
This is a
Yes.
special kind of person when it comes to a pain slut.
Yep.
I don't want to, stereotype or anything like that, but let's say this: if you've never been with for those who've never been with a pain slut before, I really like this person. I heard they're a pain slut, or they tell me they're a pain slut. What should they expect? What should someone expect from a pain slut?
Okay. Well, if you have a pain slut, first of all, you have to. Are you willing to be the pain giver? First of all, are you willing to play? To take that role because pain sluts, in my experience, they generally like pretty extreme play. I mean, they want their asses purple. They want their nipples, swollen. They want marks. They want cane marks. They want rope marks. They want proof that they suffered well, right? So are you willing to do that? Are you willing to do that to your partner? Are you willing to do that with your partner? Not everybody is. Not everybody is. And you might think that you are, but not everybody is. I think that's definitely a type of play that looks good on paper and might be a fantasy for either the giver or the receiver, but unless you do it, I don't think it's. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I try to put in, I like to put stuff on the thing, like
Yeah.
wrestling. I try to put in pain slut, and it says
Yeah.
YouTube rejected your comment. I can't write the word pain slut.
Why?
I don't know. I get maybe it's slut, and
Well,
I try to
back
space it
back to
out.
being
I try to,
American and
I try to
Memorial Day.
space
Maybe
it.
fuck
Yeah.
Memorial Day. Maybe I would like to be able to write pain slut on the internet. Maybe I'm not saying fuck Memorial Day. That's not what I'm saying.
What?
But I am
What's wrong
saying,
with pain
come
slut?
on, people, really?
Pain
Come on,
slut.
YouTube, grow up.
I see. Going to the manor. I'm not mentioning any names, but there are people who love pain.
Yeah.
They love pain, and and I get it. I do. I get it. It makes you feel alive.
It definitely lets you know that you are existing within more than just yourself.
And
It's just a real experience.
I find it really funny, like the typical scene. And I don't mean a scene like picture like a dialogue between two people. There's in the kink community, or like at the manor or whatever, munch, whatever, there's always that person who's like, who thinks it's the greatest thing in the world to get their balls crushed, and they're really excited about it. Like, oh my God, like it's the coolest thing in the world. And the person they're telling it to, they're telling their story to, is just like, God, no! What is wrong with you?
Their nuts are literally now living permanently inside of their abdomen and never coming out ever again after the story
Mm.
about the nut crunching. Yeah, no, it's funny. I think perspective is one of the most interesting things we will ever be gifted with, because one person's nirvana is another person's hell, and I think that's a very interesting dynamic and perspective.
You know what? I want to take this time to find out about what's doing it for you. Who's give your flowers to some people, basically.
You know
Who's
what?
either keeping your interest or that you want to just say that you love in the
You know
kink
what?
community.
I want to say hello to my beautiful assumptive John. Thank you very much for sending me beautiful outfit and boots and perfume. It was very kind of you, and I appreciate it. You're a pig. Come see me. I also want to
You're
say, I also want to say hello to my beautiful best and longest friend Kim Kenny, who's having a birthday in a few weeks, which we will celebrate on the occasion. But I just want to tell her that she is beautiful and I love her and she is strong and amazing, and fucking, you want to talk about wrestling? She will whoop your ass. She is she's like a bodybuilder, and she is my girl Kim. She's not anything to fuck with. She's a brick house. Anyway,
See, when you said you're not into wrestling, this is how I see you into wrestling. Keep in mind, this is all consensual role play fantasy.
always.
You're the person running the wrestling show. You're like this woman who's walking around making sure
Now,
people are scared of you because they're betting on this wrestling, right? They're betting on this underground wrestling, and they're scared of you, Nicco Noire. See, we got a movie on our hands.
Nick, if you're writing this, seriously, if you're writing this, I want to be the guy that has the mic come out and be like, "Are you ready?" That's me. I know it's not that kind of
You know that
wrestling,
guy.
but I want to be
That's not
that
the.
guy, whatever it is.
That's funny. That's not the exact phrase, and you can't technically say the exact phrase without paying him. He copyrighted. I don't want to say the phrase that he copyrighted,
Well,
but
I'm glad that
he
you
literally.
told me that because I didn't know that.
That's how like much money is. All right, Stan Vladimir. Last year, I bought a few presents to my dom, as well as made a custom present for her. Stan, that's so nice. Do people make you custom presents, Nico?
Yes. Okay,
I,
so
mm,
this was custom made. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a beautiful topaz in it. And this is all black gold and beautiful and lovely. Anyhow, don't look at the bottom of my shoe right now. I've had a lot of lovely things made. I've had several shirts made, hilarious shirts of quotes that I've said, shirts that have giant pictures of penises on them. That I've had photo collages. I've had tons. I've had lots and lots and lots of fan art. That's been amazing. I've had I have a Caucasaurus. Speaking of 3D printers, so I had a client 3D print me a Caucasaurus. A shout out to Dystopian James, my sweet James in Arizona, who gifted me that, just so much latex that you couldn't even imagine. I have a beautiful home because of clients. I have the lovely sweet Norwegian who tromped all the way, even though he was there for business and whatever, he was in Europe, but in Chastity chomped all the way through Munich, Germany to go find a street that had my given name on it and took a picture of it for me so I could have it. That's some fucking dedication.
oh, that's wonderful. I want
It
to
is.
end the show with this. Kink helps kink. See, this is beautiful. Look at the data, Nico.
Yeah.
People love you, as they
And I
should.
love them.
I love you, Nico. And how can people show their love? By giving you money or supporting your material or
If you
following
would
you
like
or
to tribute me, if you would like to buy my material, if you would like to come and see me for real life session or a FaceTime session or a mini session, phone session, you name it, you can find all of my official links at nicconoire.com, and there you will be able to find whatever social media you're looking for to find me. But if you want to contact me, the most direct way is to go to my website, find my number, text me. I will answer you as soon as I can.
and of course we have right when we're wrapping up, we got some questions.
Of course.
Watermelon asks, Watermelon asks, what are the benefits of pegging?
There's several benefits of pegging. Well, first of all, men, you know, the prostate is the main supporter and creator of the orgasm in the male body. So that resides inside of your anus, up in your asshole, about 3.5, 4 inches up. It's like a walnut, and pegging, and you know, a lot of size whores become size whores because they're looking for either the length or the girth, and it's because of how their body is built, to hit that prostate, which is technically the female G, would be the equivalent of it, like a female G spot, I guess. And so, yeah, that's a huge benefit of pegging. I mean, I can make you come without touching your cock.
Nice. Stan
Ta-da!
Vladimir. Stan Vladimir goes, so what about this concept? The world is in shambles and the apocalypse zombies are all around the
So
world.
present day,
And
okay.
and with your group of subs, you are surviving in this female-led Mad Max world,
Yes.
reclaiming the world. Oh, he goes on. Kinky post-apocalyptic female world, and there's the dinosaurs for some reason.
You know he's
Like
is he trying? What are you doing? Are you
he's a
just
whimsical person, imaginative,
he's speaking to all of
love
my
it.
favorite things. So Mad Max, female driven, post apocalyptic, dystopian world with dinosaurs. Fucking take my money. I don't even care. Like, yes, whatever. Is there more? What do you want with?
Adam Green
What am I
asks.
supposed to do with that? Like, yes, yes.
Adam Green asks, what effect does penis size have on cuckolding?
Well, if the little bitch is a little bitch, it's fun to let them know what a little bitch they are if your stud is a stud, or vice versa, if your cuck is got a great big giant Norwegian cock that you don't know what to do with. Isn't it funny to be like, oh my god, look at your
That should
gigantic cock?
that
I
should
wouldn't
think you
know what
walk
to do
away.
with that. Wouldn't you like to be able to fuck? I'm sorry, what?
Get 15% off with all items locked up. Okay, penis size. PD, greetings, Goddess Nico. Can you please
Hello.
share some of the most humiliating things you have done to a slave or sub lately?
Lately I have surgically stapled penises. I have snail trailed many people. I I I regularly. It was actually a dom. What was her name? Oh my god, Nick. Who was the? She was a gorgeous French sub, tiny little petite girl, little tiny mouse of a woman, and she'd walk in and she'd be like, "I own you," and she would just piss on him first thing. After I watched her interview, and she was like, I
Lunatica.
don't. Yes.
Yeah.
She was like, I don't say anything. I don't do anything. She's like, I lay them down, I strap them down, and I piss on them. She's like, regardless of whether or not they like it, let me just tell you, that was one of the most eye-opening fucking power move, dom shit that ever. And so it became like, that's pretty much That's how we start. I piss on
We
you.
got to get her on the show.
I piss on you. You belong to me now, you fucking bitch. Let's do this.
I would love to have her back
With
on the
consent,
show.
of course. If you're not into water sports, I would never do that to you. But if you don't specify, you might be in the splash zone. I don't know. We'll find out.
You may be in the splash zone. With that being said, Nicco Noire, have a wonderful week.
Same to you,
and
Nick.
I hope everything
I love
works
you.
out. Basically, I marked you. You're mine.
Oh yeah. It's very animalistic.
Oh, Watermelon asks again, what are your favorite ways to engage in small penis humiliation?
I like to tell people that they have beautiful, that their penises are just large clitorises, and that it must be very hard to satisfy women with such inadequate junk. I like to tell them that I made a diaper for one once. I put lipstick on it. I gave it a little tutu. I like to tie it up like a fucking Sunday ham, and I like to wrap it around to the back of their ass crack and shove it all the way up there, and then I like to take the rope and wrap that around so I don't have to look at the fucking thing. I like to make it an innie. I like to make a mangina because I think two women are better than one.
I've seen that. I've seen you. I've seen your work. Oh wow! So for those who don't know, let's end this Memorial Day Sunday.
Happy Memorial Day! Grab your junk while you can.
All right, so take us through this process, and then we're gonna call it a night. The mangina. What do you do? How do you start?
Oh, I love a mangina. So a mangina basically is what I like to do is I like to take the cock shaft and I like to shove it all the way down into the cavity as far as I can, and then I like to take the skin from the scrotum, and I like to take that and I like to wrap it around the cock shaft and bring it together so it looks like the lips of a pussy, and then the top of the cock is pokes out like the head of a clit. So it looks like a pussy. And then I like to staple it or sew it or duct tape it or super glue it together. And then I like to fuck their new pussy.
How do you fuck the new pussy?
With a Hitachi. I get on top of it and I get on top of them and I fucking put my pussy on the Hitachi and then I put the Hitachi on their pussy and I make them fuck it.
And the final
like
question.
Like you do, of course, naturally. I mean, what else am I supposed to do?
Foot massage or foot worship? What do you like at this moment?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for blessing our lives with your presence, Goddess Nicco. Have a nice week, says PD.
Thank you for blessing me with yours.
That being said, thank you. Go to yourkinkyfriends.com, Spotify.
I don't know if anyone knows this or not. Nick wrote 3 books. Go buy them and read them because they're all really fucking good. All right.
Thank you very, very much. Yes, Your Kinky Friends. Coolest way to kill yourself. Chip black nail polish, which will be out of print. Go get a chastity device. Locked in Lust.
Yeah, go to Locked in Lust and get a chastity device. You get 15% off. What the fuck are you waiting for?
15% off.
Run, don't walk.
Yeah. And we will be back next Sunday. Maybe we'll have some guests. We got some lined up. Nietzsche Archer could not make it. She sends her apologies. There was some time mix up. That's what happens when we're friends with kinky people from all around the world.
Good thing she's pretty.
So, never waste the dom's time and be cool.
And I'm the real Nicco Noire, bitches.
Yes. The real Nicco Noire. Yeah. Anyone? It just really pisses me off. All these catfishes, the people taking IDs and all identities.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But if you can pull me off, more power to you.
If you're doing that, if anyone's listening and watching this, you're hurting the kink community. You're making it worse for everybody. No one wants to invite you anywhere because you do shit like this.
And here's the thing.
Change your ways. Be a better person.
Yeah.
Live in the now, move forward.
Yeah, stop. Because here's the thing. Oh,
What's the
wait.
thing? You
So
okay?
the thing is that you're eventually going to be found out.
Yeah.
It's you can't stay hidden forever because even though it's a big expansive community, it's a small community, and eventually you're gonna get found out. And if you think for a second that that's going to behoove you in any way, shape, or form in this community, you're dead fucking wrong.
Yeah. And on a positive note, if you know of any kind of good story about a kinky person helping another
Yeah.
kinky person out, post it. Kink helps kink. Hashtag kink. We gotta get some positive energy out there. The kink communities is
Seriously.
something that
When
we
your
should
kinky
really.
friend is or which way? Here we go. When your kinky
Yeah.
friend's in the hospital, when your kinky friend like you you're still their friend. You're still there. You're
Yeah.
still there. And they're still kinky. Like I know it seems like but it's who we are. It's not just you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. So everybody, remember the rule: be cool, be kind, keep an open mind. Have a great week. Take care.
Bye.